Black woman laughed at in police tryouts. Then she took down the strongest recruit in seconds. She took him down in 5 seconds flat. Wait, her? The girl they laughed at? All eyes were locked on the training mat where the academy's strongest recruit now lay stunned. Talia stood over him, calm, unshaken. No celebration, just quiet power. Seconds before, they mocked her. Now, they couldn't meet her eyes. But this moment wasn't the victory, it was just the reveal, the real story that came after the applause stopped. This is the story of the woman they tried to dismiss, till she turned the whole system upside down. Welcome, story lovers. Where are you watching from? Drop your city name in the comments so we can see how far our story travels. Talia Jenkins had always dreamed of becoming a police officer. Growing up in a tough South Side Chicago neighborhood, she'd watched her community suffer from both crime and discrimination. She didn't want to be part of the problem, she wanted to be the change. Years of disciplined fitness, self-defense, training, and academic excellence led her to the state's most competitive police academy tryouts. On the first day, the courtyard was filled with broad-shouldered men, many of whom had military backgrounds. Talia stood tall in her braided bun and clean gym gear, focused, quiet, and outnumbered. Some glanced her way with smirks. Few even chuckled. Must be lost. One whispered loud enough for her to hear. Talia didn't flinch. She'd heard worse. But what no one knew was that she hadn't come to prove herself to them. She came to prove that being underestimated was her greatest weapon. And that weapon was about to be unleashed. Tryout week was brutal. Obstacle courses, marksmanship tests, psychological interviews each, designed to eliminate the weak. And every time Talia excelled, the side eyes deepened. During sparring rounds, she was skipped over. We don't want her to get hurt, an instructor muttered, pairing her with the weakest male candidate. Talia let it slide until it happened again and again. Each time she dominated her partner without a word, her skills undeniable. Yet whispers persisted, too soft. Affirmative action pick. On the third day, the real test arrived full. Combat sparring in front of the evaluators. That morning, the instructors called for volunteers. One recruit stepped forward, Chase, a 6'3" ex-Marine known for flattening his opponents. With a smug glance at Talia, he barked, "I'll go easy." Laughter rippled through the crowd. Then came the insult. "If she beats me, she can have my spot. And my car." Talia stepped forward. Calm, measured. Silent. Chase didn't expect what followed. Within seconds, she ducked his first blow, swept him off his feet, and pinned him face down before the crowd even processed it. The courtyard fell silent. Talia stood up, adjusted her shirt, and said, "Next." No one laughed again. But something bigger was coming because her fight wasn't over, not by a long shot. The next morning, Talia was summoned by the academy's lead instructor. Not to be congratulated, but questioned. "We've received complaints," he began. "Recruits feel uncomfortable with your aggression?" Talia stared at him, stunned. She had followed every rule, passed every test, and exceeded every expectation. Now her excellence was a threat. "You can reapply next year. That's our final decision." The weight of it all hit her like a brick wall, not because she'd failed, but because the system wasn't designed for her to win. But Talia didn't break. She walked out of that office, head held high. Because the world might have shut a door, but she was already building her own. Dear audience, if you're enjoying the story, don't forget to give it a like, it helps. Months later, Talia launched a community defense program training Black women in self-defense, legal rights, and fitness. Her story caught fire online. News outlets picked it up. Her video sparring clips went viral. The academy eventually investigated. Quiet changes were made. Policies restructured. Talia never got that officer badge, but she earned something more powerful: the respect of a community and the beginning of a movement. Because this wasn't just about one rejection. It was about a system that silences talent. when it doesn't fit a mold, so she became her authority. And in doing so, inspired hundreds of others to rise. How many brilliant voices are still being muted in silence? Thanks for watching. Subscribe to our channel for more powerful stories and new videos. Take care.